school education. Before going to the topic, first we discuss about what is education. According to Nelson Mandela, education is the powerful weapon to change. Education is the powerful weapon which we can change the world. So education should be qualitative and should be qualitative. For this qualitative improvement, NEP 2020 is a way ahead. So let's. These are my key points of this topic. Introduction. In this slide, we will discuss about what exists in previous policy, what are the gaps in previous policy, and why NEP 2020 required. So in previous policy in NP 1986 or NPE 1992 mainly focus on access and equity and free and compulsory education to for the age group of 6 to 14 years children. It not focus on vocational education or technical education. So there are many much gaps are in society and in education system like unemployment problem, lack of skilled laborers, and it unable to fulfill the increasing demand of society. So that for fulfilling this demand and solving the unemployment problem, NEP 2020 required. So this is all about review of related literature from where I have collected information. Then policy and provisions of NEP 2020 for school education. First policy is that new pedagogical and curricular structure. As you know, in our previous policy there was 10 plus 2 systems are there, but in NEP they recommended 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 system. In previous policy there are only 2 stages, but in NEP 2020 there are 4 stages, namely fundamental stage, preparatory stage, middle stage, and secondary stage. In fundamental stage there are only further two parts. One is preschool or Anganwadi, that is from age group of 3 to 6 comes under in this stage, and another part is class 1 and 2 from age group of 6 to 8. So in this stage, teacher should use multiple level teaching, play-based and activity-based learning in teaching learning process. Then come to next stage. This is preparatory stage. Here, as group of 8 to 11 comes under this class of 3 to 5. In this stage, teacher should use play, activity and play-based and interactive classroom learning. Then middle stage. In middle stage, age group of 11 to 14 comes under this stage, and class of 6 to 8. Here mainly experimental learning should be used by teacher in science, math, arts, social science and humanities. Then last stage is secondary stage. Secondary stage age group of 14 to 18 children, class 9 to 12 comes under this stage. So here multidisciplinary study is suggested by NEP 2020, and critical thinking, problem solving, etc. suggested by NEP 2020. So multidisciplinary approach means there is no one discipline, but more than one discipline a student can choose. Like can take the example after 10th, and when we can go for higher secondary school, here we have to only choose either science, either commerce or either arts. So but NEP 2020 recommended that one can choose one subject from arts and one subject from science. start from the age of 3, and it's aimed to develop physical, mental, social development in students. Here teacher used activity based and play based teaching, and there is also a provision that for Anganwadi workers or teachers to give them training. That one is 6 month certificate program for those who have qualification of 10 plus 2, and there is another provision that 1 year diploma program. This is for those who are below the class of 20. So this is then comes to the fundamental literacy and numeracy. Reading, writing and arithmetic. These are the basic skills of education system. As we know, these are in society or in life, this is very much necessary. So NEP 2020 focus on this, and for this development, Diksha portal is there for providing resources and public library or digital library also there for this development, and it suggested to train teacher for the development of fundamental literacy and numeracy in children, then universal access to education. In NEP 2020, it mainly focus on two initiatives that to provide sufficient infrastructure and to provide regular teachers. And there is also provision for formal and non-formal schooling for all students, and NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, also offering grade level 1, level A, level B and level C formal school. Level 1 means class 1 to 3, and level 2 means 3 to 5, and level A means class 1 to 3, and level B means 3 to 5, and level C means 5 to 8. So it also NIOS also providing offering vocational education, technical education, and life enrichment program for fulfilling the aim of universal access to education. Then holistic development of learner. NEP not only focus on cognitive development, it also focus on social development, physical development of children. It not focus on what to teach, what to learn, but focus on how to learn, why to learn. So it overall focus on all-round development of a child. Then reduction in curriculum content. It recommended to reduce the content of curriculum to make essential learning, to make scope for critical thinking, problem solving, and this is inquiry based learning. So and also to make classroom interactive. It not focus on content, focus on concept, idea, application. That's why students can use in their life, day-to-day life. And also by reducing the curriculum content, school bag, weightage of school bag also reduced or decreased. And next is experiential learning. Through experience, we can learn easily. Rather than book learning. In book learning, we only study and memorize and pass an exam. But in experiential learning, we experience something and easily understand the things, and that may be helpful for our life, and we may use in our further day-to-day life. So after that, then no hard separation. No hard separation means there is no separation between subject like stream like arts, science and commerce. There is no separation between curricular or co-curricular activity. One students can choose any subject on their own interest. That is no hard separation. Mainly in secondary school. Multilingual education. Multilingual education means it mainly focus on mother tongue continuous assessment or competency based assessment, so that students know their talent. And it also suggested for 360-degree report card. 360-degree report card means not only the teacher assessment is included here, both peers and self assessment also included in report card. Then continuous professional development for teachers. So for for the professional development of teachers, there is provision for CPD. Here 50 hours program provided to teachers to develop their own professional development, and it is not compulsory that one time we have to access, but there is provision to access. One teacher can access in their own time, in their own interest. And there is also career enrichment programs there for the teachers development and to motivate teacher to make teaching learning process effective. Then equitable and inclusive education. Equitable means those who are specially need for them, we give special attention to them. And inclusive means inclusive education means that education where with disability and without disability learn together in one classroom. That is inclusive education. So it suggested for inclusive education. For this, it provide gender inclusion fund for girls and transgender, and inclusion fund for socially disadvantaged group. Then vocational education. NEP 2020 focus on vocational education from class 6 to 8. But previous policy not focus on vocational education in school days. So there is also provision for 10-day backless period. 10-day backless periods means in school a local vocational expert will be invited to suggest to share share about their vocation and guide them to develop. Then there is also provision for internship program for class 6 to 12 children. These are the provisions of NEP 2020. Then future visualization. Future visualization means if NEP 2020 implemented in school education, then how will be in future. So ECC, if ECC implemented in school education, then pre-primary school, Anganwadi will be integrated with school education, and in these days students are curious to know and make logic behind every sense, every idea. So this is the best stage to develop their sense organs. And it will as you know that गोटे घर जदि तैयारी करिवा आमे फाउंडेशन स्ट्रांग हेबा दरकार. जदि फाउंडेशन स्ट्रांग नै घर भुसुडी जिबार चांस थाए ना, सेति भाई तो फाउंडेशन शुड बी स्ट्रांग, देन इट विल इफेक्ट इन आवर लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग. Then fundamental literacy and numeracy, it is the reading, writing, arithmetic. These are the basic skills of education, like sun, water and soil. These are without this a plant cannot exist. So as like this, fundamental literacy and numeracy are the basic needs in education for successful learning. As you know, in present scenario that students are only going to school for getting midday meal and pass in exam. But if you check, then 8th class students also unable to read, unable to write. Then from this we find that quality of education is come to the school and put information or gives information like students like a store. So that will be difficult for a child to perceive. So this pedagogical transformation main aim of this to students able to know their know the learning behind the behind the learning.
सेटा ओडिया रे से लाइन कौन बुझी तो ओडिया
सर कोडा
पेडागोजिकल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन
माने हमो स्कूल एबे स्कूल रे एमती क्लास होची कि टीचर आसुचंती खाली आ से कहउचंती खाली इंफॉर्मेशन दे देउचंती आमे लेखि कि रखि देछु किछि कोठी अप्लाई हेबो कोन किछि जानि पडुनी तो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन करबा द्वारा आमे केमिति अप्लाई करि परिबा कोठी अप्लाई करिबा से गुडा को जानि परिबा तो जहा द्वारा कि आमे हम लाइफ रे अप्लाई करि परिबा
यार सही लाइन का अर्थ की कहो इट्स वेरी इंपोर्टेंट पेडागोजिकल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पूरा एनईपी रो फोकस ता सही
पेडागोजिकल टाइपिकल मिस्टेक
तो ओडिया रे हिंदी रे इंग्लिश रे की कह
सर थ्योरी टू प्रैक्टिकल थ्योरी टू प्रैक्टिकल
गोटा उदाहरण
लाइक एग्जांपल से जेमि कहले कि आसे कि केमती माने जोड़ा पढ़ा होची केमती जानिबा केमती सिखिबा रियल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस माने केमती रियल लाइफ सिचुएशन रे केमती हमें ताको अप्लाई करबा सेटा को थ्योरी टू प्रैक्टिकल लाइक
गोटे कंपोनेंट छाड़ी दे से जाके तुम से आ गोटे लाइन छाड़ी दे भले कि पढ़ा से लाइन समस्त पढ़ले से लाइन
केमिति सिखिबा हाउ टू लर्न
हम लाइफ रे सेटा कोन दरकार अछि
बस
काहे कि सिखिबा
से पार्ट केमिति सिखिबा काहे कि सिखिबा इज मोर इंपोर्टेंट as per NEP 2020 देन कोन सिखिबा बुझि परछ त वर्तमान हमर सिलेबस रे टीचर से कोन को बीच सरीला कोडा रहला कोडा माने वी आर वेरी मच रिलेटेड टू कंटेंट ओरिएंटेड वर्तमान कोन हि जीव सेटा नीड ओरिएंटेड अब आउ कोन सेटा एप्लीकेशन ओरिएंटेड आउ प्रैक्टिस ओरिएंटेड हैला एई जिंस ऊपर हम फोकस करछु पूरा पेडागोजी बस
then next is experiential learning. Through experience we learn easily. It's the best way of knowledge, best way of source to learn easily. So NEP 2020 recommended sports integration in arts.
एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग ता जो पहला हाउ टू लर्न सेटा होची कोन एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग प्रैक्टिस बुझि पाइला सेति में सेटा फोकस कर एई जिंसटा को आउट की कंक्रीट विजुअलाइज करले तो भीतर जिंसटा पूरा जानि परियो जे आगामी 10 वर्ष पर स्कूल हाल कोन छ टीचर रोल कोन टीचर स्कूल रे चाली तब कोन केमति चलतो पिला बैग नै सतरे जिवे स्कूल डू यू थिंक से जिंसटा दादा आशा करथिले से लिखिले जदि पेडागोजी सेया ताले बैग नबा निहत दरकार बैगलेस स्कूल होबा ना नै कारण स्कूल रे सब जिंस रहइबो पिला सीट एक्सपेरिमेंट करी सिखबो घर आसी कि सिखबार नै किछि ता जहाँ से एक्सपीरियंस कला सीख कला बुझि परछ ना तेनो हमर एबे कंटेंट हेवी हे जिबारु बही बहुत गडे हे जाउछ से हेवी बही बहुत गडे कॉपी नै कि जाउछ सेठी हुए तो स्कूल को गला बेले पिला आउ किछि नै कि जीवो सब दिन कोन नै कि जीवो घरे थो विभिन्न प्रकार मंजी थबो कलर थबो कोन थबो घर जिंस किछि नै कि जीवो सेठी जाई एक्सपेरिमेंट करिवो पुन ताको घर को नै कि पळे आसी एबे बही नै कि जाउछि किंतु आगु को आउ कोन नै कि जीवो तो सी जो परिवर्तन ता आशा करा होतला से फ्यूचर स्कूल ता केमती होबो से पिला केमती होबो से बैग भीतर कोन थो बुझि परछ त पिला का सतरे यूनिफॉर्म पिंधि कि जीवो ता तो नई भीतर जाई माछ मारी बारे सतरे यूनिफॉर्म पिंधि कि जीवो डू यू थिंक यूनिफॉर्म इज इंपोर्टेंट नई भीतर माछ मारे गले गामछा पिंधि कि जीवो यू सी द अरे एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग केम देओ बुझि परछ ना एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग माने तो से ना भाई हैं एक्टिविटी करिवो ताल एक्टिविटी कले पैंट शर्ट बहुत मैला हो पेरेंट्स कोन कहिबे हमें खाकी पैंट खाकी शर्ट दे दोछु को पिला को से पिन अपन जते एक्सपेरिमेंट करिया कथा करंतु यूनिफॉर्म इज नॉट इंपोर्टेंट इज एक्टिविटी वर्तमान यूनिफॉर्मटा माने गोटे शो बाजी कहीं ना कंटेंट बैग भीतर अछि बही बुझिबार बहुत कथा चेंजेस है तो सेटा आशा करथि जे से भीतर बाहर करियो बहुत गोटे जिनस कना एटा रिसर्च हेनी वर्तमान सुधा कना एनी तो एबे आसिला विजुअलाइज बहुत लोग करछथि क्रिटिक्स बहुत लोग करछथि जे एटा रहिबनी सेटा रहिबनी टाइम टेबल रहिबनी क्लासटा को 40 मिनिट रे हबो एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग रे बुझिबार त कोर्स डिजाइनटा केमिति हबो बही कोन रहिबनी मोटे माने विभिन्न कथा विभिन्न लोग भाबथि सेगोडा से आनियो सीबीसी पुनी धारा पड़ जाई तो टेन कंप्लीट कर
And mother tongue will be the medium of instruction. If mother tongue will be the medium of instruction, then mainly.
बुझी होची चालू न से बुझे ना मदर टंग ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन प्लस 2 पढ़ले से जानना नहीं
ଯୋଉଟା ପଢୁଛି ସେଇଟା
हां এটা नुवा कन्सेप्ट
କହି ଯାଉ ସେ ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଟୁ କହି ଯାଉ
Transformation of assessment and evaluation. It will helpful to find students' talent and remove the coaching culture. Then inclusive education, but aim to overcome the categorical gap in education, both with disability and without disability can get education. Then lack of infrastructure. Because of population, in future there will be lack of infrastructure and lack of adequate funds for implementing NP 2020. Challenges in implementing 3 language formula like Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu follow 2 language formula. So in this state it will be difficult to implement, and because of diverse population it will be challenges to implement. Teacher professional development. Because of teacher professional development, classroom will be interactive and students easily and effectively learn. Then multidisciplinary approach. Here a student can choose subject in their own interest. NP 2020 is a way forward for future education system. It will able to change the education system in better way, regardless of background. It will provide quality education and enable to an individual to be an independent one in his future or in life. NP 2020 also able to improve the quality of teachers as well as the assessment process. So students will able to make themselves an independent one and also fulfill their basic needs by getting vocational education from class 6, and it will be very much helpful for our education system as well as personal and professional development of teachers